Good evening. You're now about to hear a true story of events, of facts behind the fiction. You're now entering parts unknown.
What's up, ghosts and ghouls? It's the one, the only JT Ripper, and I'm here with
Todd of Thunder.
And today we're doing a fun Parts Unknown again about Jaws. We're closing out the summer with some Jaws facts you might not know about. Some of this shit I Googled to let the people, inform them, and I found out some shit that I didn't know.
Yes, this is going to be some behind-the-scenes stuff. This is going to be just some random facts that you may not know. Just anything based around the whole Jaws, mostly the first film. We talked about the entire franchise a couple episodes back. This is just about the first film because it is the biggest and the best and the most well-known. And
a lot of people don't even know that there's a 2, 3, and 4.
Well, go back and listen to our episodes. You'll find out. And if you want to know, if you're a big fan of Jaws, but you don't know the behind-the-scenes stuff about how difficult it was and just random facts, then strap on your seatbelt. You're in for a good time.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, I guess I'll start it off. Well, in case you didn't know, Jaws was based on a book. And the book was written by Peter Benchley, okay? And the book that he wrote was inspired by real-life shark attacks that happened off of the coast of New Jersey in 1916, and there was like a 45-pound shark caught off of the coast of Montauk, I think that's how you say it, in 1964. So those two events put together inspired him to write this story.
Yeah.
So if you ever wonder how they came up with it, that's how they came up with it. And, of course, the movie came out in 1975, which to us, it's not really that long ago, or it doesn't seem that long ago to me.
It doesn't seem that long ago, but it actually has been that long ago.
But my point is, even in 1975, the facts that we know about real-life sharks was not real known. We knew that they exist. We didn't know that like right now, if you watch Shark Week or you watch the Discovery Channel or anything like that, they'll tell you that it's buku's amount of sharks, like different species and all that. They didn't know that shit in 1975.
Yeah, it was very limited.
And there's even a scene in the movie where the guy goes, "What kind of shark is that?" And he goes, "A tiger shark." And the guy goes, "A what?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
like
right.
That was just, and people didn't know their eating habits, or they didn't know much about them. Like, because studying sharks was relatively new at that time. Because quite frankly, they just didn't have the equipment to do it.
Yeah, they assumed that they were just like predators, like they were just like eating people just to eat people, when in fact now we know that they really don't. Now we know that they actually try to figure out what it is. That's why there's like one bite initially.
Yeah.
And then, it figures out if it's food or not.
It's like these days, back in the day, it was only known that if you go further out to sea, that's the only time you'll get attacked by the shark.
Which is not true.
We've learned today that, if something disrupts their eating pattern, they're going to go to where they think food is. And if and that can be closer and closer and closer to the shore.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like if you fuck up their eating pattern or they ain't got nothing to eat, they're going to find something.
Like in the past 50 years, more people have been attacked by sharks in 3 to 10 feet of water than they have out to sea. So,
yeah, it's crazy.
Stuff like that happens. And so when he wrote this book, he actually did a lot of research on it. which is why you see it in the movie, which is why you have the character of Hooper who knows a whole lot about these animals. So, you know, it was some pretty good thought put in.
Yeah. I got a fun fact. I guess we'll bounce back and forth. Jaws wasn't even supposed to come out in the summer. It was actually supposed to come out Christmas 1974.
Yep.
Which would be a really weird Christmas movie.
Yes, indeed. I read that as well, and that was my first thought as well. Like, how could anybody not see this as a summertime movie? But then I think to myself, Jaws was the first summer blockbuster, or what they considered to be the first summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
So there was no time period. You know, they had to do some research, you know. When does movies generally do really well? And it's mostly during the summertime. People are going on vacation, or the kids are out of school, blah, blah, blah. Some of those activities that they love to do is go to the theaters and do shit like that. Especially, you know, drive-ins back in the day as well. So, but
yeah, hard to go to a drive-in when it's snowing.
Right. Other ideas for the title of the book, which would initially be the title of the movie, he threw around some different ones, and check out these titles. Some of them are pretty funny. Leviathan Rising.
Okay, I don't know this one.
Yeah. The Stillness in the Water was thrown around.
That's a pretty cool title.
Jaws of Death.
I like that. That's not too bad.
And The Silence of the Deep.
That's actually pretty dope, too.
But initially he decided to go with just Jaws, just drop of death part and just go with Jaws. And I think he did the right thing, because sharks are normally referred to as Jaws.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what the shark is, you'd be like, oh, here comes fucking Jaws.
Yep. It has changed the way we look at them.
Absolutely.
This is a fun fact that I found very surprisingly, that the shark surprisingly doesn't make an appearance until 1 hour and 21 minutes into Jaws.
Yeah, it's the perfect storm type of deal where, you know, the shark is not shown until absolutely necessary. And this is after he's attacked 4 or 5 people.
Exactly.
So, you know, the anticipation. And then when we got it, it did not disappoint.
No.
It did not disappoint.
And if you people didn't know, Jaws is about a 2-hour movie, so more than half the movie, you don't see the shark.
Yeah. I think the shark, what did they say? The shark got 14 minutes of screen time, maybe less than that.
Yeah.
In a 2-hour some movie. So, well, Peter Benchley, the author of the book, he actually makes a cameo in the movie as the beach reporter.
Yeah.
So if you go back and you watch the movie and you see the reporter on the beach talking about there's been some attacks on Amity Island in the past couple of weeks, that's actually the author of the book that the movie is based on.
Right. Yeah. I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that until researching this. Here's a funny fact. George Lucas actually got his head stuck in Bruce, which was the nickname of the mechanical shark in Jaws that was named after Steven Spielberg's lawyer.
Yeah, he was named after Steven Spielberg's lawyer named Bruce. And, apparently Mr. Star Wars visited the set or something one day and was goofing around and got fucking stuck in the shark.
He actually got stuck in the shark twice. The first time he got his fucking head stuck in it, and then the second time he actually got stuck inside the damn shark.
Yeah.
Apparently Spielberg is somebody else was fucking with the controls, and Lucas had his head in there, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Well, here's another interesting fact. Steven Spielberg actually makes a cameo in this, but only his voice. When Roy Schneider's character, which is we're talking about Jaws and I forgot the goddamn characters' names. What's going on here? Chief Brody. God damn it. Apparently when Chief Brody calls the dispatcher to bring out a bigger boat or whatever, the voice on the other end from Amity Island is Steven Spielberg's voice. So,
yeah, he actually has 2 cameos in the movie. Did some deep diving on this one. He's in a scene, you wouldn't know it though, in the local marching band in town on the July 4th. He's in that marching band.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
So,
not really a...
it's not, you wouldn't know it if we didn't tell you.
Yeah.
I didn't know it.
Yeah, you can't even zoom into that and find him. Well, Steven Spielberg got the job pretty interestingly. Is that a word? I don't know. I just made it up. Anyway, he got the job because the producers liked Steven Spielberg's other film that he did called Duel. And that was about a semi-truck terrorizing a driver on a long stretch of highway. So they knew that he, had experience with, long shots and making them look good and, stuff like that. And they were pretty impressed with that movie. So he wasn't the first choice. We'll get to that later on, but that's pretty much why the first one didn't work out, and they immediately thought of Steven Spielberg. That's how he got the job.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool, too. They made the comparison that Duel and Jaws were kind of identical, but apparently, well, not apparently, but Steven Spielberg's dog actually appears in the movie. It's the police chief Brody's dog.
Yeah, you see a brief little shot of him. He's like a little dog with white fur. It's when it's like a nighttime scene, and Brody is, him and his wife are talking, and he's looking at he's looking through the book, seeing, reading about sharks, and you see the little dog up on the couch or whatever. But yeah, that's Stephen King's dog. And what was his name?
I did not get the name of the dog.
Well, I got it wrote down, but I got a shitload wrote down. I'll come back to it. Anyway, Amity Island, which is the fictional town in the movie, was actually Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. So if you want to know where it was filmed at, that's where it is. It's a place called Martha's Vineyard, and it's up there in Massachusetts. And the fictional town of Amity Island was supposed to be off of somewhere in New York.
Yeah.
But it's actually in Massachusetts. Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard. Well, Jaws actually took a very long time to make. It was originally scheduled for 65 days shoot and wound up being 159 days, not including post-production.
Yeah, it ended up being a very, very long production to the point where Spielberg was making the fucking producers really fucking mad and really angry with this. But, with all the trouble that the mechanical